Evenings ago, I asked, where is Nancy Pelosi? Today, I can announce we have found Nancy Pelosi. As you can see, we found Nancy Pelosi going into her hair salon. We will be playing the video on loop for all of you to see during the duration of this introduction. Nancy Pelosi was not in the halls of Congress when I asked where she was. She was not working in good faith to make a deal for the American people. Nope, Nancy Pelosi was found in San Francisco at a hair salon where she was indoors, even though salons in California are not only open for outdoor service. Apparently, the rules do not apply to Speaker Nancy Pelosi. She wants small businesses to stay shut down, but only reopen for her convenience. Do as I say, not as I do, says Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is holding up $1.3 trillion in relief for the American people while getting special access to the very kind of small businesses that this money would support, businesses like this hair salon. Before she skipped town to violate her state's health guidelines, Pelosi proposed a bill. It was called the HEROES Act, which contained no additional paycheck protection funding. This is funding that would help the very small business she has bizarrely accused of plotting against her. The president sees through Democrats' disregard for Americans in need, and he took action unilaterally in his own accord. He provided relief from evictions, he provided unemployment insurance, he paused student loan payments, and he cut the payroll tax, putting money in the American people's pockets. Congress also failed to authorize funding to provide children with free lunches for the 2020-2021 school year. And again, President Trump, with senior advisor Ivanka Trump, took action. And now USDA has extended a summer program which will ensure children continue to have access to free meals through the end of the year. Nancy Pelosi is demanding an apology from a single mother and small business owner who has received threats since Nancy Pelosi's comments against her salon. Salon owner Erica Kayleigh said this: "Since this happened, I've received nothing but hate text messages, death threats, saying they're going to burn down my hair salon. It's just sad that my community is pulling this, saying that I threw her under the bus when I did not. So that's hurtful. But yes, I think I'm pretty much done now." Nancy Pelosi, you ought to apologize to the American people. Or better yet, come back to Washington and get to work for hardworking Americans like this salon owner that you maligned and demanded.
Do you believe it is illegal to vote twice in this country?
The president does not condone unlawful voting. The president's been very clear about this. I'm once again not surprised the media is taking the president out of context. Do you recall what the president said on this matter specifically?
I have it right here. Sure.
Okay, maybe you should read it out for me then.
Okay, so the president said that you should go to your poll, you should vote early, by mail, and then you should go either early voting or day of and try to vote again. So he is asking people to vote by mail and then to go down to the polling place on election day and to vote again if their vote has, if they can't confirm their vote has been counted.
You are missing a very crucial line from the president's remarks. If it is not tabulated, meaning your mail-in vote, then you will be able to vote in person. If it is not tabulated. This is why what the president's referring to. But what Democrats are doing is saying this: we want an entire new system for voting, one subject to fraud. Don't take it from me, take it from Jimmy Carter, who said in 2005, as part of a bipartisan commission, absentee ballots remain the largest source of potential voter fraud. So what Democrats want you to do is say, trust us, but don't verify. Don't verify that your vote's been counted. This president's trying to enfranchise Americans, which is exactly what he's been saying. He wants every American to have a vote because he understands what Jimmy Carter understood and what so many of us understood until the president started putting the focus on mail-in voting, and that was this: that it is subject to fraud. Every vote should count, and every American should verify that their vote is counted by going incentivize. So we believe here, when you look at New York, a 177% increase in shootings, in Seattle, where there was a lawless chop zone where 2 died, in Portland, where you've seen 140 officers injured. This is a dereliction of duty. And if the states will not act in their police power and secure their streets, this president will use every lawful mechanism available to him to try to supplement their failures. And in some cases, that's meant federal officers in Minneapolis and Kenosha, where we've been invited. This is yet another attempt to make sure no more children like Legend Taliaferro die.
A couple follow-ups, if I can. So in May, the president said the U.S. will be designated Antifa as a terrorist organization. Yes or no? Did the president do that?
What the DOJ said is that they would be looking at Antifa-related charges in the land.
Senator Schumer came out with a statement today saying that too much of the evidence points to the Trump administration pressuring the FDA to approve a vaccine by Election Day to boost his re-election prospects with the vaccine before Election Day.
No one is pressuring the FDA to do anything. This is, again, a bizarre theory spun up by CNN, among others. Let me note that the FDA, you had Dr. Hahn who said this, I can assure you 100% that the president has never pressured me to make a decision regarding any regulatory aspect of the FDA's work. He said that just a few months ago. It is absolutely the case. You had Secretary Azar saying this morning about the vaccine, whether it's October 15th or November 1st or November 15th, this is all about saving lives. You've had Dr. Fauci say, we in fact briefed the president today. This was a few weeks ago about this in the Oval Office. I was there for that briefing. And Dr. Fauci said there is no political pressure that I have seen at all to move quickly. This president wants to break through regulatory barriers to get a vaccine as safely to the American people as quickly as possible because lives are at stake, but he will not in any way sacrifice safety and making sure that this is 100% airtight before the American people receive it. So basically, you had career officials at the CDC who made a decision, who spoke with states about distributing vaccines. We're preparing in advance to have a safe and effective vaccine distributed because unlike the Obama administration during swine flu, they had real problems in that regard. The Obama administration promised 100 million doses by October. They then reduced that number to 40 million for the swine flu by mid-October. When demand for a vaccine was at its highest, supply fell dramatically short with as few as 11 million doses on hand. You even had their CDC director saying, we are nowhere near where we thought we'd be by now. We are not near where vaccine manufacturers predicted we would be. We share the frustration of the people who have waited online or called a number or checked a website and haven't been able to find a place to get vaccinated. Unlike the Obama-Biden administration, we make plans in advance. It's why we have contracts for 100 million of vaccine production in advance, and it's why CDC career officials have worked with all 50 states to make sure that we can distribute this vaccine. We do our homework in advance, unlike Obama, Biden.